Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to the Coding Dojo. As I said, welcome to the first week here called Programming Basics. So I am your instructor. I'm like your, how would you call it? Your kindergarten instructor into the world of coding. So I'm glad I am that person because it was a huge deal for me to make that step to finally come into the coding dojo. I think the first thing we should do here is just do some introductions. So I'll just introduce myself here, who I am, a little bit of my background, and then we'll go around the room. This is the largest class that I've that I've been in a while. So let's try to keep it brief. Otherwise, we're going to be here 30 minutes talking about our backstories. So I'll just try to give an example here, but I'll try to keep it shorter than mine, essentially. Okay, so I'm from San Jose, California. I grew up in a family that worked in medical, so I kind of defaulted to that. Then I thought, I'd study something else. I'll study it was like history, so the general, not particularly for looking for a job. It was just a subject of interest. But I worked in the tech field because I lived there in Silicon Valley. And so all the jobs I had regarding, in regards to like customer service or kind of administrator, it all revolved around tech because the websites were managed by the engineers. And I noticed they had the highest, well, it was a prestigious role in the company. So, but I knew it was a bit of a learning curve to it. So I didn't really want to go back right into school again. I worked for a loan company, and I remembered a call came in because that company was giving out loans for people that were interested in the coding dojo, and someone just uprooted their life, decided to come to the dojo when it was on site in California, and was ready to take a loan just to change his life. And that impacted me, but I still didn't want to do it until it was necessary. A couple years later, I realized, okay, you know what? This is the job for me. I've just been avoiding it. I finally made that step and became a student at the dojo. It was an extremely difficult process to catch on for me. It wasn't I'm quick at learning some things. I was, good at writing, okay at math, but this stuff I was just like, okay, this is different. And I noticed that my class, a lot of people had experience already. So they just left me in the dust, and I kind of felt like I wasn't learning at a speed that was normal. But I kept through it. I persisted. I took the dojo's advice rules seriously to have a strength through struggle. Eventually graduated, found myself a job, worked in the industry for about a year at a bank, Wells Fargo. That was a total mind-bending experience as well, just like joining the dojo. After that year, when I, got my bearings in the company, when the contract ended, I was, looking for work as an engineer and found myself back here as an instructor. So this is an excellent job for me because I get to, while I'm a recluse here, I'm working from home. I don't go anywhere. So I get to interact with people, not just the computer now. So I've come full circle. I wanted to avoid customer service jobs just to deal with the computer, just to be a programmer. I did that so long that I've got myself into a cave and realized I need to have some human interaction. So I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be your instructor. And I will, it is my goal to make it, to help you guys make it through this course, because it was as difficult as it was for me. I understand how it can be for some of you. Some of you, it will be a breeze, and we're all jealous of you, but we need your help as well. Okay, so thank you guys that are understanding it really fast to be patient, and for those that are not understanding it, to be patient with themselves as well, to get the concepts that we're going to teach you. So with that being said, let's go around the room. Let's talk. Let's introduce ourselves. Let's just say a couple things: who you are, where you're from, what you did before this, and something that you're hoping to get out of this experience. Okay, so get 3 out of 4. Okay, out of those bullet points. So let's go around the room. Actually, before we go around the room, let's give the virtual floor to Vincent, our TA. So Vincent, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure, sounds good. Hello, all. Vincent, Vinny, Vince, whatever floats your boat, no worries. Also went through the boot camp and, really enjoyed my time here, and I kind of want to get back. So also became a TA. But at the same time, I am like, future you guys trying to find my first step into the software engineer field. So I will be learning along with you, refreshing some ideas. But we are all in this journey together. I'm here to help you guys. I'm here to make sure you get through the program and be very successful, right? That's what all the instructor team is here for. All the SCMs are all here to help you guys achieve those goals and dreams. Just a little bit about myself. I'm in Irvine, California. I like to do triathlons and I love to travel. As you can see, this castle I took behind me. So if you have any questions, you can always find me in my TA room. And just a little note, there are a lot of us. And while, Josh is giving his lecture, maybe, you want to ask a question, feel free to put it in the chat. But if you're maybe embarrassed to put your question in the chat or anything like that, you can private message with me and I'll ask the question. No names attached. I'll just say, oh, I have a question here, Josh. Can we get this answered, kind of thing? Okay. So just keep that in mind. We want you to ask questions. We want to clarify things for you. And we want to make sure there's no blockers. So, yeah.
Cool. Thank you, Vincent. And where did you time travel to get to that castle behind you?
This is in Munich, Germany.
Okay. Nice. That is a nice view. So thank you. Let's go around the room real quick to just introduce ourselves to each other. One of the benefits of being here at the dojo is that you guys have each other. As a former student myself, the connections I made with my fellow cohort mates seem like they're going to be lifelong connections and friendships because you guys are familiar with each other's struggle. You'll be learning at the same pace at the same time and will help each other. So you'll have business connections and connections to company. You guys have a network of yourselves and that itself is gold. So let's get familiar with each other. Let's talk about ourselves. Let's not make it too long, again, because we have a large class and we have to make it through this hour here. We have to go through all of our expectations here at the dojo, the rules, the tools that we'll be using to do our class every day. So let's go around the room. I'll call on you as I see fit on my order of the grid of the view here, because otherwise we'll be waiting too long for volunteers. So let's go around the room, and the size of the room is on my view. So I'll pick here. Dan, nice to meet you, Dan Edbert.
Hey guys, can you guys hear me all right?
Yes.
Good, perfect. I'm Dan Eberhardt. I'm 47. I can say in all honesty, I've never written a line of code in my life. So there's a lot of, there'll be a steep learning curve. I was a federal agent, a federal background investigator for 15 years. Part of that was as a federal contractor, but I seem to do things, whatever the maximum challenge is, that seems to be the thing. I'm like, oh, let's do that. And so this seems to fit that mold. And, I just like to say I'm here to fail. And I don't mean fail the program, but I'm here to fail a lot because I've learned that failing is how you learn. And so I'm not afraid of mistakes. So I hope you guys don't mind me asking a lot of questions. And there's a lot of ignorance, and I know that I have a lot of ignorance, but I'm really excited about the potential and possibility of, just working with all y'all. And because I know each and every one of you have something to teach me and maybe at some point I can help out with you guys. And so I'm married. I have 2 kids, 2 dogs. I'm up in Redding, California, so I'm just north of you guys there in San Jose and Irvine, and of course the rest of you guys are out there. So I'm really looking forward to just working with every one of you, and that's probably about it.
All right. Well, thank you, Dan. I also used to be a federal agent contractor, so maybe we can divulge into that later, or not, because of classified info. Haha, just kidding. Let's go on. Edward Ranson.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. My name is Edward Ranson. I'm from Reno, Nevada. I still am currently coaching the UNR collegiate team for Taekwondo. I'm also kind of supervising a property, but on the side right now. I like to stay busy. I like to stay proactive. I really am a team player. I don't mind helping anybody out, right? If I can. I don't really have a lot of coding background whatsoever. I've messed around with it for sure. I've had some tinkering time and stuff like that, and been messing around with it, but still a beginner just like everybody else. And well, maybe. And I'm looking forward to, working with everybody, growing a skill set, possibly being able to travel and do this, in another country, being able to be in Korea for, maybe a test or something like that, and be able to just jump online, see if I need to, pull a quick code or something, or like a 6-hour code, even a full day, in another country. It's all you need is Wi-Fi. I think that's awesome. I'm not sure if I'm missing anything, Josh.
No, that's enough. Yeah, thanks.
All right, cool. That's really it, you guys. And I'm going to try to stay as positive and as upright as I can. I'm going to ask stupid questions. They might be stupid. They might not be stupid. Like Dan said, failure is how you grow. So really, I'm not worried about failing anything. And yeah, I look forward to working with you guys. So thank you.
Okay, awesome, Edward. Nice to meet you. Thanks. Ben Gomez.
Hey, Joshua, and hey, everyone. Let me know if my audio is not coming in clearly, but hopefully I set it up right. Yeah, I'm Ben. And sometimes in the background, if you hear anything, let me know. You might hear Benny, because a lot of my friends call me Benny because they've known me a long time, and we've got too many Bens in the friend group. But I've been doing real estate for about 10 years. I got my real estate license when I was at the University of Arizona. I'm out in Tucson still. Been loving that, working with my father and brother, but it is demanding, and missed a lot of holiday stuff, and brought my work laptop on vacations, hoping to get maybe some more structure and a career path with some coding knowledge, and with this experience of this course, or maybe taking this back to my real estate, and maybe finding a way to expedite a lot of my processing in real estate to make it so those hours aren't as long. Besides that, I did take a couple of weeks of the Harvard CS50 free course online on YouTube and stuff, and that just helped me kind of get like a really basic understanding, but I didn't complete it. So I might know a little bit, but I'm here to learn a lot, and I'm really excited about that.
Okay, awesome. All right. Well, we'll go over how to expect the level of progression of difficulty in this class, but any level of experience, any little experience is going to help. So thanks for letting us know that, Ben. I'm going to probably mess up your name here. I'm sorry if I butchered it. Alexi, man, I have dyslexia or tongue-tiedness or something.
No. That's every single person butchers my name. I don't know if you guys could hear me. Alexi. Yep. It's exactly how it's spelled. It's Alexi. Hi, my name is Alexi. I have been in construction basically since I was like 18. Moved in and out. I'm actually in Washington State right now. I saw a lot of people from Washington State. I'm up north in Bellingham, and basically I've been doing construction my whole life, kind of adult life, and really messed up my back and my knees and everything. I don't mind it. It's fun. The money's good, but it's a detriment to your health. So hoping to get out of construction, get into something. I've always been kind of a techie guy, so I was like, I need to get into something. And my brother-in-law, he recommended, he's like, try coding. He works for Amazon, and he's like, go try it out. And so he gave me a program from Code, I think Code Academy, and I did a course, and I enjoyed it. So I was like, you know what? Let's do this. And this was the natural next step. I have a wife. I have a brand new daughter. 7 weeks yesterday, so it's a process. I'm a little sleep deprived, so that's not going to help my case. But hopefully, I could ask as well all the help I can get from everybody. And I'm here to enjoy it. I'm here to have fun, and I love the little amount of coding that I know. I love it. So hopefully I could continue growing and asking questions and going through the struggle. And
Awesome.
yeah.
Thank you. Well, congratulations, Alexi. And we're glad to have you. Yes, awesome. John Lee, please.
Hi, can everyone hear me? Sounds good. Hi, my name is John. I'm from Los Angeles, California. Currently, I'm unemployed, but prior to that, I would work a lot of serving jobs at a bunch of different restaurants. Originally, I was a computer science major at university until I dropped out of college for some personal reasons. So I don't have too much experience in coding, but I look forward to working alongside everybody else.
Awesome. Well, you have some experience, so thank you for bringing that here, John. Appreciate your willingness to admit that. So we're gonna help. We're gonna need those that have a little experience to help the rest of us down. Patty C, please.
Hi, I'm Patty. I live in Yakima, Washington. I'm a part-time college student. I'm going for software engineering. A lot of degree paths don't really offer a lot of coding experience, unfortunately. So I am here to sort of get in the field a little bit faster, kind of support myself through school and gain some really good experience. I'm really big on community, as cheesy as that is. So if you guys need help with anything, I'm definitely not an expert, but it's better to go through things together than alone. So 2 dogs, 4 cats, and a husband.
Oh, okay. Thank you. And where did you say you were located?
I'm in Yakima, Washington.
Okay, Washington. Got it. And I'll be asking you guys all over. You'll notice, where are you from? Where I like just to know where my students in class are, just so I don't know. It's just a thing I like. All right, Kurt Clausen. Thank you, Kurt.
Hello. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
So I live in Spokane, Washington. Got my associate's degree years ago and stopped going to school, started working mostly warehouse work like inventory clerk, order selection, stuff like that. And just recently chose to go back to school at Eastern, but I had somewhat of the same issue that Patty had, which is a bit slow, and I'd like to be able to get into the field to have a job and work and support myself while I go to school. So I wanted to do something that was a little bit more accelerated, that could get me to where I need to be a lot faster. So
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for introducing yourself. And you know what? We are going to have to speed these up because we're going to hit the halfway mark, and we want to end this on the hour to let you guys start working in about 40 minutes here. So let's try to make these brief. I know that it's impossible, but let's do our best. So Shakira.
Hi, how you doing? Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so my name is Shakira. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Before I got here, I was doing tech support for Apple. My coding experience, I have attended boot camps, Grand Circus. The most recent was the Apple Developer Academy. I'm here because I was just recently offered my first developer position. So this is actually part of the training, and
Nice.
I'm just looking to sharpen my skill set.
Awesome. All right. Well, congratulations. We hope to help you.
Thank
Thank you for that. And I'll try to Remember, it's Shakira. Ryan Nam, please.
Yeah, so can you guys hear me?
Mhm.
Yeah, so hi, my name is Ryan, and I'm from Bellevue, Washington. So I just graduated college last year, so I'm still out of career limbo. But just recently I worked part-time at a grocery store. But yeah, so just like many college students, I didn't really know what career I wanted to take. So I'm hoping to use this boot camp as a stepping stool and just to set me in the right direction. And given that this activity requires a lot of problem solving and a lot of improvisation, I'm hoping that develops me as a not only as a programmer but as like a person as well as we go through life. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, great attitude. Thank you, Ryan. Yunio.
Hey everyone, my name is Unio Martinez. You can call me Uni for short, or hey, that guy, whatever. Just call me anything. I'll answer that. I know I have a complicated name, but yeah, I've been in retail management for pretty much all my life, and then I realized that I don't like managing people and I don't like customers. So I decided to, take a sabbatical and just work on my overall mental health, and decided to take this course to just challenge my mind and do something so complex that it's going to be rewarding at the end of the day. Yeah, I have no coding experience. I think the only coding experience I have was back in the day when you had to change your MySpace page. You had to deck it out, make it all cool and fun like that. Well, that's the only coding experience I have. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, awesome. Thanks for introducing yourself, Yunio. Anthony Colm.
Hi, my name's Anthony. I go by Tony. I've been a paramedic for the last 7 years. Kind of like Yunio, I just realized that dealing with people like that on a daily basis kind of sucks. And especially in the medical field when everyone doesn't know what's going on, it's been tough. So I'm getting into this field, or looking to get into this field, to have a different change of pace. My family was either medical or in tech industry. I went medical first. Now I'm going to look into the tech side of it. I have very little experience in coding, a couple YouTube classes and stuff like that, but nothing more than that.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all that's needed. So thank you, Tony. Aaron. Yes, Aaron. Sue.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay, finally unmuted. Hi, I'm Aaron. I'm in Fountain Valley, California. I used to do video game QA until my company decided to downsize. And so in the opportunity, I decided either trying to look for more work or Coding Dojo. Ended up doing Coding Dojo. Hopefully this will bring me closer to the software development side of things. I really want to get into developing games, but we'll see how this goes. But yeah, that's me. Anything else you want to know from me?
That's good. Thank you. Thanks for keeping it brief. Let's keep it like that from now on, because we're running out of time here. We have such a big class. Kai Miller.
Hello. I'm from Visalia, California originally. I just moved to Sacramento actually a couple of days ago. Originally I was working security, didn't really want to do that anymore, so I decided to do Coding Dojo. I don't really have a lot of coding background. I kind of know the terms and stuff like that, but this is actually what my dad does full time out of a company in Phoenix.
Awesome. All right. Well, you have that connection in case you need some help. So good to have you, Kyle. Yancy.
Hello, everyone. Right now I'm in Michigan, but I'm from Puerto Rico. I just did 6 years, finished 6 years of active duty. Was in the medical field as an EMT. Didn't really like it. Just decided to just find a new path. Let's try to see how this goes.
Okay. Okay. Well, we hope this is the path for you. I wondered when I was in the Coding Dojo at one point, when I was struggling, I'm like, is this the right thing for me? But the more you just, grit your teeth down and, put your head in front of the screen, you'll figure it out eventually. So, it's also a bit of grit that needs to be applied to it. So Nicholas, and your last name is?
Hello.
Yes.
Tang Suvan is my last name.
Thanks.
My name's Nicholas. You guys can call me Nick. I'm from Chino Hills, California.
Got it.
I graduated Cal State Fullerton with a degree in kinesiology. Towards the end of that degree, I didn't really enjoy kinesiology that much, but I chose to finish it. And then I dabbled into a little bit of medical as an EMT, and then chose to go away from that and then try to get into dental field a little bit. And then now I'm doing this. So
Okay. Okay. Well, awesome to have you. Thank you, Nicholas.
Thank you.
Carrie.
Hi, good morning. My name is Carrie. I'm from Cumberland, Rhode Island, just outside of Providence. I was in the healthcare management field for about 15 years, decided like everybody else, it was time for a change, wasn't loving it. So here I am to ask all the questions and learn with you awesome people.
Awesome. Thank you, Carrie. Oh, and the next person on my list, I can't pronounce their name very well. Ernest.
Oh, I think it's just Ernest. It's just that my last name got connected with the first name.
Oh, okay, Ernest.
Hello everyone. My name is Ernest. I'm a freshman at college currently, or I guess a sophomore now because the year just ended. But yeah, I'm excited to learn coding with everyone.
Thank you. All right, thank you, Ernest. Sylvia.
Hi, my name is Sylvia, and I'm from San Leandro, California. And I graduated from Davis a little over a year ago and was a financial analyst after. And I just wanted a change in my career, so here I am.
Okay, well, we're glad to have you. We're here for the change. Thank you. Isaiah. You're on mute, Isaiah.
Oh, hi. Yeah, my name is Isaiah Smythe. So I am from Denver, Colorado, and I have insurance license. So I've been doing insurance for a few years, and I really want to get into mobile app development.
Okay, awesome. Well, you can certainly do that here. So thank you, Isaiah. Kyle Cornier.
Hi, my name is Kyle. I used to do sales and sold mattresses and insurance and decided that I wanted my weekends back. So here I am to learn as much as I can and hopefully work from home in the future.
They'll come back one day. Austin.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Austin. I'm in Seattle, Washington. Recently got out of federal prison, just did 10 years. A drug charge, I was 20 years old when I got indicted, got into a big drug conspiracy. Prior to that, my last job was doing tech support for Apple. Got out about 70 days ago. Just trying to hit the ground running, man, get my life back together, new career, turn this around.
Okay, well, you picked a great career to get involved in. This is a great one. So great to have you. Yeah. Shannon.
Hello, I'm Shannon. I've been working in like sales for the last 15 years. Also, I've been trained as a dog groomer, and I'm looking for a new change in career just because what I've been doing is very, very physically draining. And I wanted to focus on another interest of mine, but I don't have coding experience. I've just tinkered around with a few things.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Shannon. Appreciate it. Laksh.
Hey guys, my name is Laksh. I'm a second year in college.
I am getting my degree in computer science. Just wanted something a little more faster paced so I can support myself through school. I did not have a lot of coding experience, just a class that I took for general ed.
Okay. Okay. Right. So you don't need any experience except for, well, this is like, we're going to start with the ABCs here of everything. So good to have you. And I think last here on my list is Mark.
Hello, everybody. As you can see, my name's Mark. Glad to be here. Glad to learn with everybody. I live in Maryland, so I guess I'm kind of the oddball on the East Coast here. Everyone seems to be on the West Coast, but yeah, glad to be here. Glad to learn with everybody. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, so let me go ahead and go introduce what we'll be doing here at the dojo, how we'll be doing it. We'll take some questions at the end. You can always type your question in the chat, and our TA Vincent will be there in the chat. Also keep the chat open because Vincent will also be typing in comments from time to time when he sees fit to add on to anything I'm saying, like as a footnote or in addition to. So Vincent's there. So, okay. I'm going to share my screen. If you guys see my calendar view here, this is our calendar that we'll be using for the first week. We'll have another calendar next week for the next following 3 weeks. But for this week, this is what we have. Okay. All the links that we need are here. So top left, that's our Zoom link. I will be adding a link to lecture recordings of all our recordings. GitHub here is a place where we can see code that I would work on during the lecture. We can see a copy of it here. So there will be a link activated when that's available. Platform, that is the Coding Dojo website where you'll be doing all your assignments. So if you click that, you should see this view. You can see the login, and here you are, programming basics. So this material here is brand new, and it used to be optional to take programming basics. We've made it a requirement because we noticed that for maybe students that have had no prior coding experience, this is going to be necessary, because all this material that we would cover this week would have been just in one lecture on a Friday. So we've realized this topic in particular needs to be emphasized before we get on to the practical stuff like making websites. So we need to cover the basics of understanding how to read code, how to build code. And so this is what this week is about, learning JavaScript. So that's a link to the platform, the website. Here's a link to helpful links. Okay, some of this stuff may not make sense here, but let me introduce it. You can always email me if you have a question. You can email our Vincent RTA, career services, if you have a question regarding attendance, wanting to be having it like an excused absence, or just any question that you're having that you need support with career services. I'm sorry, I'm mixing that up. That is for student support. Career services is a service we have to help you find a job once you've graduated. So that's what I should have been describing career services. Student support is where if you need something in the dojo, if you need an excused absence. Career services is a service that we offer once you graduate from the dojo, how to prepare your resume, how to prepare yourself to get into the job field, and that you have for life. So let's go over the links on the left-hand column. The Learn platform, that's the same link that we just went to on the previous tab where we went to the Coding Dojo website. The Algo app, that's something we're going to be working with here. It is this app that, let me see here. I need to log into my account. So you'll be seeing algorithm challenges here that you'll need to take screenshots of and submit in the Learn platform to prove that you have completed this level of the algorithm. Okay, so this is like a very introductory level. You know, it almost seems too easy, but the level of difficulty will rise underneath your feet if you're not careful. Okay, so this is like a very rudimentary way of getting familiar with how to read code. And we'll go over how to do this in the next lecture. But this is the Algo app that you'll be needing to use to complete the assignments to be able to take the test and pass this week. We'll go more into that later, but that's the Algo app. The Trace app is another app that we'll be using. That it basically this app runs code that you would build, and it will. This is an example of what like code on the Trace app. When you run it, it will. It's different than running code on another code runner, because it will go step by step, line by line on what the code is reading at each particular step. So it helps break down for the human, reader of the code, how to go through it. So we'll go into Trace in a little bit. So again, this is probably jargon until, we formally introduce it, but there's the links here. VS Code, that's another app that we'll be using to code. MDN.js documentation. It's a documentation website for the subject matter that we're learning, which is JavaScript. Okay. Let's go back to the schedule tab on the bottom here. You'll see the tabs. You go back to the schedule. And here you can see my email as well, Vincent's. And here is a link to a Zoom meeting that's available from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Mountain Time, because everything we do here is on Mountain Time. 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Mountain Time, you have a teacher's assistant hall Zoom that you can go in and get help with any of your assignments or something you're not understanding. You can get that one-on-one time with our staff, and it's available from 2 to 7 p.m. Mountain Time as well. So it's there even after we're done with the, our class period. There's that TA hall Zoom that you can join to get some help there as well. Okay. You can also make up for any missed time that you have here as well. We'll get more into the details about that later, but this room is available for making up time missed as well. Okay. There's the assignment checklist. We need to look through this here. All the yellow rows are the core assignments that you'll need to have finished and proved and uploaded into the platform to be able to take the test and pass this week. If you don't complete those seven yellow rows of core assignments, then you won't be able to continue on to next week. So you need to make sure you have those, and we'll go over in the platform where you can see those as well. You can see those if you go to the platform and you click assignment checklist. I think I need to be on the right tab, but you will see, because I'm an instructor here, I won't see it on my end, but the assignment checklist will show you all the assignments that you need to complete. It's a checklist there for the core assignments. So there's optional assignments, there's practice assignments, and there's 7 core assignments that you need to complete to be able to continue on here. Okay, career services map. Okay, so again, you have a way we will be introducing you to career services. It's a service that will help you prepare your profile, your resume, your whatever you need to get into the job field, right? Because that's why we're here. We're here to get practical work experience, and we also want to get into the job field, so we're going to help you do that as well. Okay, they helped me. They're not going to get a job for you, but they will, get everything that you need to have covered on your end as far as LinkedIn profile, resume, presenting yourself to that tech company in the way that they need to understand your background to know if you're the right candidate to hire. And you probably will be, because lots of our graduates are. Okay, so here's our schedule. Here's our week. Okay, we are going through this right now. We have about 20 minutes left in our lecture. So we're doing this 9 a.m. lecture because we're doing this on Mountain Time. So if you ever need to know what time we're going to, do it, figure out what coast you're on, and, make it relative to Mountain Time, which is right now 9:41. So let's get through the rest of the lecture. Okay, after this lecture, we'll be doing you'll be going through the reading at 10 a.m. yourself, and you'll be going through this reading material here. We'll be doing something, a different sort of pattern of schedules next week, but for now, all of our lectures are going to start at 9 a.m. and then at 10 a.m. you're going to be doing your own assignments that we've prescribed. Okay, so at 10 a.m. you'll be off on your own Zoom room. I'll create some Zoom rooms here where you can work and interact with each other and get questions from each other. So let's go over the rules here at the dojo. I'm going to go over this material: expectations, the platform, VS Code, Discord, Zoom, and the reading material. Okay, so let's go over some of the expectations. So I'm going to be this material is here for you to read yourself. So I'm not going to read it for you thoroughly. I'm going to just highlight some of the important rules, but you need to go over this material yourself and be familiar, because you can't, claim to ignorance if you break a rule. The rules are here. You need to have read through this in order to get to the actual work itself. Okay, it's not like the terms of service when you get an update on your iPhone or something, you just click agree. Let's actually read through this so that we don't accidentally break a rule.
Quick question, Josh.
Mm-hmm.
I got a question that says, are we required to use VS Code, or could we use some type of other IDE like Sublime, for example?
We recommend VS Code. So if you need, you can use whatever text code editor you'd like. But the way that I will be doing things is through Visual Studio Code. I've dabbled with other ones. I think Visual Studio's superior, even though it has all its quirks and drives me crazy. But if you need some tech support with those other text editors, I won't be able to offer you much help. Maybe some other classmate or Vincent will. So you can use whatever you'd like, but we'll be doing everything in Visual Studio. That's the way we will, and the way we have you upload to GitHub is through Visual Studio. So if you don't know how to upload to GitHub using your code editor, then you need to get onto Visual Studio to get oriented with that. So you may need to change, but that's up to you. We'll see your level of experience when we get there. So for now, you can use your own, but I would recommend using Visual Studio. Okay, so let's go through the rules here while we have about 15 minutes left. And so here's how the Coding Dojo works. We give you assignments. You have to complete those core assignments before the day of the test. You take the test, you continue on to the next course. Okay, it's like a dojo in that, like a martial art. If you complete a level of difficulty, you get awarded a belt, and we will give you those belts. So the first belt exam, the white belt exam, we call it, is going to be on Thursday. Okay, I don't think any students have not passed this week. Some people have failed the exam, but then they have a couple retakes they can do, and everyone has been able to go through that. So anybody that is able to get to Thursday successfully, you'll be fine. Okay, so let's continue here. Spot the pattern. These are things I've already gone over. The Algo app, for example, I've introduced that already. Coding challenges, we'll go over what those look like here on the platform. And so let's go on to a new tab here. Do you see these pencils here? This is like a table of contents on a book that will let you go to the chapter that you need. on the book here. So this is like the textbook that you'll be reading and submitting your assignments to. Okay, so I'm showing you here how to understand this textbook. But when you see this pencil mark by itself without a P or O, just like this is a core assignment. You have to complete this. So this is today's work. You need to be able to do this. So this is an assignment. You need to complete this. Anything else is like reading material. These purple, there's one with the purple check marks. There's quizzes. They have a specific way they design this learning, this learning process of reading, watching videos, then taking a short quiz to reinforce that material you just learned. Okay, so it's like a science to how they have made this, each slide in sequence to the next. Okay, so there's slides here that have quizzes that you'll need to take. We'll take them together. And so that's how you go through this. And every assignment here that we have with the blue pencil mark, all the reading material that precedes it, all the material that's before it is going to be relevant to how to complete that assignment. Okay, so if you're ever stuck on the assignment, not understanding how to complete it, what you need to do is read the prior material. It's all in the previous slides, okay? Previous pages. Okay, so let's start here. This is where we're going to be going over our rules. We'll be going over terminology, so it doesn't sound like jargon. Okay, stacks, courses, chapters, pages. Right now, this website page that we're on, this is learning platform. We've already established that. A stack is a combination of technologies put together in a way that they work with each other to make the app all together. Okay, a combination of different technologies, like a sandwich has different ingredients to make the sandwich: bread, meat, lettuce, cheese. Okay, different things together work together to make one thing, which is a stack, which is necessary to make like an app. Okay, courses. This is the courses regarding this Learn platform. Okay, different chapters. There's different chapters within the courses and pages within the chapters. Okay, that's basic enough to understand, so I won't go into detail about that. How we teach. Okay, what's my job? What's my job as an instructor? I'm here as a coach, as a guide. You are the athlete, and I will be guiding you like a boot camp instructor. Okay, so a lot of the things that you, for example, like in a military boot camp, you would see people jump over obstacles, climb ropes, go under obstacles, and maybe on the field itself, you would have to swing from a rope here and there. Probably not. So a lot of the exercises are just training to get you ready for the actual job itself. Okay, so some of these things that you'll be learning over the course of your time here at the Coding Dojo, like algorithms, they're problem solving, they're puzzles to get your problem solving skills up and your code fluency up. That is going to be a test for your interview. Okay, so we'll be going over these things called algorithm challenges, which are not really practical on the job, but employers want to test your problem solving ability so that they know they have the best problem solver they can find for the job. So it's a skill related to coding, but it's like what working out would be to the sport. Okay, the working out is it, like, unless you're, I'm not talking about like, power lifters or anything like that. I'm talking about, like, let's say if you're a football player, okay, and you need to have, upper body strength, bench pressing and lifting, dumbbells. That's not football, but that's going to help you. So that's what algorithms is to the job itself. So it's training to help you get fit for the job. So that's what we'll be going over for the duration of this week. Okay. So I am going to be a coach to help you, get fit, get in shape to be that developer that's going to be eligible for that job. Okay, so we're going to demonstrate thinking and problem solving. I'll be doing this in the lecture. We'll be guiding questions, help you find answers, help you figure out where your knowledge and thinking need to be. We'll give you opportunities to tinker. I won't give you the answer directly. I'll guide you to help you find it yourself. So you have that aha moment that you can claim and it'll stick with you. Okay, I won't just feed you the answers or else it's not going to stick for yourself. I have to let you struggle a little bit so that you have that muscle memory next time you have a struggle with it. Okay, provide opportunities to ask feedback on key assignments. That's always something we're here for. We'll have code reviews starting next week for any coding that we want to challenge ourselves to get better with. Encourage you when things get tough. I'll, if you ever feel, down, I will, it will be my pleasure to tell you about how many struggles I've seen other students go through and myself go through, and how much it's worth it to break through and to get through it in the end. Okay, we'll celebrate when you have a breakthrough, when you have that aha moment. It's a heartwarming moment for us as instructors and TAs to see you have that click, because that was the thing that helped us get through. So we'll spot you on lifting those weights. Okay, our instructional staff won't be the single source of knowledge for everything. We won't just spoon feed you answers. Okay, we won't connect all the dots for you. You need to have that struggle so that you have that muscle memory to retain what you're learning. We won't give you a direct answer, like I told you. You have to gain a skill to ask the right question. That is also a skill that we'll be teaching you. You have to find how to ask the right question to get the answer you seek, either with Google, like a search engine, or through another engineer. Okay, that was a huge skill that I got at the dojo that I didn't know that I was gaining until I had to realize I had to do it. Okay, so we won't read and review every assignment you complete. We won't inspect everything you do. We have a system for that we will check your assignments, but I won't be the one inspecting your assignments everywhere you go. So don't cheat yourself, or you'll be wasting your time and money here. Okay, so do everything by yourself. We'll go over what we expect out of that in a second here, and explain everything in detail. There is a whole world of coding. I feel like I'm always scratching the tip of the iceberg, and when I get deeper, there's going to be there always is way more material. This is like an ocean that you just got dropped into, and there's so much ground to cover. I will explain what I need to get you to pass your assignments, to pass your tests, but everything in detail, there's no way I'm going to be able to cover that. So we'll be covering the core stuff that you need to learn, and the details are things that you'll be learning on your own time. Okay. So expectations. This is going to be a different learning experience than high school, college, etc. There is the expectation that you will be working about 70 hours. Okay, so when like anything, when you first start out, it's not going to be that difficult. But as the difficulty increases, if you're not prepared, you're going if your daily life is not oriented in a way that you give yourself the proper time to do this full-time course that you signed up for, you're going to get blindsided by the difficulty, that if you're not prepared for that, that gust of wind of difficulty, you're going to get knocked over. Okay, so you have to be, even if your dog eats your homework, yeah, it's got to be a big. And speaking of dogs, I won't go into that story. I just had a flashback to a moment with the pit bull I had last week. So anyways, we can't give you the right answer right away. Anyways, that dog comment really threw me off guard here. So that now blindsided me. Code challenges to give you opportunities to practice. Okay, so there's plenty of this on the Algo app, on our assignments pages. There's lots of code challenges to give you that practice that you need to be a confident developer. Okay, we'll give you exams. here to test your knowledge, to make sure that you're actually able to do it on your own without having any help. And no nonsense nurturing. Our goal is to get you ready to be on your own as a developer, right? You have to be able to be a self-sufficient learner on the field. Okay, so we're not going to leave the training wheels on the whole entire time. There's going to be that sense of things get scary when we take the training wheels off and you have to do things on your own. But that's a natural thing of life, right? You guys are here, you know that. So expectations of you as the learner have to be present. You have to be humble and compassionate with yourself when you're not learning at the rate that you would have expected to. Okay, you have to have that grit, the strength through struggle, even when you're on the floor, when you failed a couple times already and you don't know if you're going to pass again. I've been there. Okay, sometimes you pass the test on the last attempt, but that's what you need to get forward in life. Okay, so you don't get overwhelmed, don't fret. We're all here going through the same experience, and if we're not, we're here to help you anyway. Okay, so seek answers from all our resources. So there's a 20-minute rule. If you get stuck on a problem for longer than 20 minutes, then you ask a cohort mate, ask your fellow cohort mate. Then if that person doesn't have it, find someone else. If you can get like 3 people before you have to ask an instructor or a TA that don't know the answer, that's better than helping you with your individual question. Because we have a large class, it's going to be hard to do one-on-one question and answers. I'm stuck here. Okay, there's going to be other people stuck where you're stuck. Maybe you can help each other before you have to ask a staff, because then that way you build your skill more than you would than if we gave you that, and you're building that connection with your cohort mate. Okay, so that's the 20-minute rule. You shouldn't expect instructors to be the single source of knowledge, like we said, and you shouldn't struggle in silence. So you shouldn't just stay stuck on something and be quiet because you'll get stuck behind. Okay, get the help that you need from your cohort mate, from Google, from us, to continue. Okay, you have to be present, you have to show up, you have to have over 80% attendance, and 80% for 5 days means like you have to make everything. If you miss a day, you're going to want to make it up during the TA office hours. And I'll give you the official rules on that, but basically you don't want to miss a single. This boot camp moves so fast that if you miss a lecture or even a day, you show up the next day, we're going to be on another chapter, on another topic. We would have moved past what you would have missed. So you have to really do some sprinting to catch up. So you have to be present here in order to get the benefit of this boot camp. It's a fast-paced course, and so if you miss out while we're moving fast-paced, we're going to be in another dimension by the time you're ready to learn again. Okay, so be present. Life happens, you can't control everything, but just try to be as present as possible. Okay, don't miss something because you're feeling kind of groggy. Okay, be here, push yourself, but be healthy. Take reasonable breaks. All right, so be humble. Again, it's a lot of material we're going to cover. When you're not learning at the rate that you are expecting that you yourself would be, just say, okay, you know what? They told me to be humble. I'm gonna have to take that advice and just struggle with it. Okay, and that's the next topic: strength through struggle. We introduced that. You have to keep going even when things get hard. 20-minute rule. This is the rule I explained in detail here about asking your cohort mates before asking us, so that we can answer multiple people's questions at once. If you're stuck on something, probably someone else is as well. Okay, so we've introduced the schedule already. I've already gone over that, and so if you miss a lecture, I'll have it recorded on YouTube for you to see. But again, we're taking attendance at least 3 times a day. First at 9 a.m. when you first join the Zoom meeting, then at 10 a.m. when we're expecting you. It's already about to pass that time. We're going to go over a little bit over the time because we had a big class here, but we're going to be doing one at 10 to see that you're actually working in your Zoom rooms, on the lecture material. And then at 2, we have our next lecture. That's our 3rd attendance check. So you're going to want to make 3 attendance checks per day. Okay. So how to attend lectures, there's a Zoom link on the calendar. Doing it at the lecture time, 9, 10, and 2 Mountain Time. But be here all day, work in the Zoom rooms that we'll have open for you to have fellowship with your fellow cohort mates and, talk about whatever you're stuck on or get familiar with each other. All right. So dojo integrity. This is not a traditional school. You're here to learn. You're not to get a GPA. If you go on the job field and you tell them, in your interview, I got a black belt in learning Python in the coding dojo, that's not going to mean anything to them, right? Because we have our own learning system that's not like a university where you say, oh, I got a 4.0 at, studying at this, prestigious university. We will, teach you stuff on the, job skills that they probably wouldn't teach you at a university. When I was stuck as a student, I had help from a friend from college. He was a computer science major. He got himself in the job field, but he would tell me that a lot of the stuff that he would learn there at San Jose State wasn't practical to the job itself, and he had to do that stuff that I am actually learning here at the dojo. So that I was at the time. So you're getting that on the job experience here at the dojo. And it is totally practical. Don't doubt it for a moment. I can tell you through personal experience. That is our introduction. Oh, we have a couple more tabs. Okay, let's go through this quick. The course. All right. So here is the way to navigate through the platform here. You have these arrows that you can tab through different parts. So when you get through, you read it from top to bottom, you go through each material, you click the tab preceding it. When you get to the bottom and you've found that there's nothing left to complete, then you go on to the next arrow. And now we've reached the end of programming basics because there's no right arrow here, and we've reached all the way to the bottom. Okay, so we read it from top to bottom. When we get all the way to the bottom, we click the right arrow here and we go to the next level. Okay. Where was I? Okay, roadmap, expectations. This first day, we always have extended lecture periods because we have all this information to cover. Not usually we would go over the hour in lecture, but today we will. Okay, so attendance, how we've taken it. If you are absent for any 2 full days or 2 morning lectures, you'll be placed on academic probation, so don't miss that time. Assignments, there are assignments called coding challenges. I've gone over those, the ones with the blue pencil mark. Our collection of code challenges where you'll code out programs in the algorithm app. You'll take screenshots of your progress and upload those screenshots. Okay, we've gone over this material. Belt exam and honor code. Okay, exam is on Thursday. It's a really easy exam. I won't go in details over what that is until we cover some material, so you know what I would be explaining, what to expect on the exam. So we have to cover some material first. And the honor code. Any submitted code which is found to be plagiarized will result in expulsion from the boot camp. So don't plagiarize any code. Doesn't mean you can't ask your cohort mates for help and find the answer together, but don't copy a code for line your cohort mates code, because we're checking all your assignments. We'll know, we'll figure it out. And so don't plagiarize, especially on the test. Okay. Boot camp program stacks. So the first stack this first month is going to be web fundamentals. We're going to be covering HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And there's different levels to creating an app programming, right? I liken it to a restaurant. All right. When you go into a restaurant, you sit in a table and you have a menu, you're greeted by somebody. That's the front facing view of the restaurant. You don't usually see, the cooks or the refrigerator, which stores all the food. Okay. That area, the cooking area and the refrigerator, that's more like the back end and the database that stores all the information. Okay. So we're going to be working on this first month, just the presentation, the front view of like the website, the restaurant side of the website, the clicking of the buttons, the arranging of the squares, that what you see here, the text, these squares here, that these rectangles that hold the text, the size of the text, the font, all that, the way you would arrange a page to make it dynamic so that it uploads data and all that stuff. We're going to be doing that the preceding month. So we have to get through this month to get to back end and database calls. So Web Fundamentals is the current stack. Programming Basics is the first week of that stack. And we have multiple stacks to help you be able to be a really adept programmer for the field. You can be able to, we check the market always for the most popular and well-used languages. And so we'll be giving you the best of the best as far as languages go in programming, and you'll be able to say you're like a multilingual programmer. So let's move on. Alumni support. That's the career services to help you with your resume, cover letter, networking, etc. Okay, Hack Your Learning. Again, I've gone over the time management. Set aside time for the dojo, at least the attendance checks and the 8 hours that you have to do. Treat this like a job. You have a 9 to 5 coding, and then you also have to treat this like a school where you have homework at the end of the day. So you have to complete your assignments.
Josh, quick question.
Yes.
I think just some of the students have a different version of the programming basics. I don't think there's too much difference between the two.
I think I might have linked this is the one I have linked to the schedule.
I posted one in the chat to you.
Okay, maybe I think I saved a variant here. It's not too different. Oh, here, version 22. That's what I needed. Thank you, Vincent. And that's what our awesome TAs are for, to keep me on course. Okay. Here we are. Oh, definitely want to go over this tab here. This is going to be our emotional journey, at least for your duration here at the dojo. The first month here, as I was speaking of the first stack, we're learning HTML, CSS, and by the time we get to our exam, you can see here the red bar represents our stress level, and it's all the way at 10. And then it's going to wane off until you get to the next stack. So it's going to be like this, you're climbing mountains, okay? There's about 4 mountains you have to climb here at the dojo. The first one here is the Web Fundamentals mountain. So get through this stress curve mountain, and you will be on your journey, okay? So let's go through some of these tabs I may have not covered. Material, practice versus core assignments. All right, we've gone over that. The pencil ones are the core assignments. Anything that says P or C, it's going to supplement your knowledge. But if you're falling behind on time, you don't need to complete those, but you're going to want to do them if you do have the time in the day. Be present, be humble, develop through strength and struggle. We've gone over this. We've gone over attendance. I'm seeing here what on this link I may have not covered. Don't need to cover this material. Oh, actually, this I do need. If there is an illness or a death in the family, something unavoidable, that's something we can excuse. Like, hey, I want to go to the weekend for LA, and I had this trip planned, and I have a plane ticket. I don't want to cancel. That's not really going to be excused. Okay, you have to treat this again like a job, like a school. You can't just miss it for any reason. Okay, you're in a boot camp, and you have to struggle with it until you get out. Exams. it's pass or fail. You have to get 8 out of 10. Okay. So you have multiple attempts. You have 3 attempts to each exam. And you have to have all in programming basics and web fundamentals, all the core assignments completed. It's going to be 90% for other stacks, but 90% for programming basics and web fund translates to all. So you can't miss a core assignment. Academic honesty. And I know I'm going through this fast. I'm talking a bit fast because we're running out of time here. So if anything that you need me to reiterate or cover a bit more, you're free to jump into my office and ask about, or even ask at the end of the lecture here. Okay. Academic and dishonesty and honesty. Okay, so we're going to be going over what the rules are regarding this. Asking peers for help on assignments is okay. Going online for a resource is okay. Citing an external source in your work is good. Submitting assignment, then looking at the solution files to learn more. Okay, that's all right. What's not okay is getting help on an exam or copying wholesale someone else's project that you, even if you worked with them, you can't have line for line, code for code, something that looks exact. You have to have your own version of it. You have to have your own code that you wrote, not just, hey, you got that to work. Hey, send that over and I'll just say it's mine. Okay, we'll catch you for it. You'll get in trouble. It'll be awkward. It'll be bad. Don't do that. Okay. And don't use AI, ChatGPT. It's not, something that you can do here. So don't do that. So anything that you have available here on the platform, anything that you can find online that's a simple solution to your problem, not like a verbose, page-long code, something like a snippet. Okay, anything that I write in the lectures, that's free for you to use. That's yours. You can take that, that's yours now. So you can always take any code from here. That's why we're giving it to you for you to use. Exam rules. You can look at your past assignments. You can look at your past work. You can go online for your exam. You can't get help from anybody else. You can ask for help. We might be able to help you if it's not so intricate of a question or problem that we'd have to do it for you. But generally speaking, you have that freedom. Even though you're on your own, you can look at past assignments to reference, oh, how did I make this work? I need to make it work again. Copy and paste that over in a working format. Maybe in a different context, you have to change some of the verbiage, but generally anything that you worked on before is fine to use on your exam. Okay, and there's going to be surveys from time to time on the platform. You have to get through them to use the platform. Thanks for being patient and doing that. We learn and build our company through feedback and understanding how we can improve. So this is very helpful to us. It's only going to make your experience better. Okay. And Vincent, anything that I might have missed that I should have covered since I had to flip over here?
No, I think you're all good. I think you covered all of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I covered more than I needed to since I read the other one.
Yeah.
So we're here on week 1, day 1. Now that we finished today's lecture, we will be on this tab in the platform. Okay, so go ahead and start with this welcome and read each tab here as you go through until you complete. Did I get to the wrong one? No. So today's goal for at least this hour here is to read through the power of peers and the stretch goals, finish all of getting ready. Okay, so let's see where that is. Oh, I need to go over this tab here as well. Set up your computer. Okay. Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code is the program that we'll be using to write code in, and you can get started downloading that by clicking the link here. Okay. I'll link this in the chat. But it's in that tab there that I clicked on the Learn platform. Click this, download this. If you have Mac or Windows, we'll be able to help you. If you have Linux, you won't get much help from the instructors or staff here unless we are Linux users. But most of the stuff we do here is going to be on Mac or PC. Find the version that you need and install that there. And you have some practice assignments that you can complete. We don't recommend, so here this extension, VS Code extensions here. If you get to this practice assignment and you find this extension called Prettier, I think we should avoid it. And I'll explain what I mean when I get into detail showing how Visual Studio Code works. We had a recommended extension that I think has gotten rotten. So I'm just warning you ahead of time. Don't download the extension Prettier for Visual Studio. More details when we get to that part of the lesson guide later. We'll touch on that. Let's see here. I think we should get, yeah, VS Code is part of this morning's lecture. So as soon as you download Visual Studio Code through that link that I linked in the chat, you will have access to this app, and I'll show it on the screen now. This is where we'll be doing all of our coding, is on this code editor. Make sure you get something called Visual Studio Code, not just Visual Studio. There are two different things. It's called Visual Studio Code. Mine is dark here because I've changed it to dark mode, but so you might not see it exactly this way, and I'll teach you how to, change it if you want to change it. But for now, this is Visual Studio Code. This is the opening view of it. And here you will be able to create folders, create files, and then write code in those files. Okay, so let me show you what I mean by that. So we'll go into, I'm just giving a preview here, but we'll go into detail in further lectures. Okay, so here, if I click that button there that says open folder, I'm able to view my folder system that on my computer. If I go to desktop, I want to create a new folder here. Okay, so if I click new folder, I'll say something like new, just because this is the example that I'm using, new folder. If I click open, Visual Studio Code will open that folder for me. And you can see that here under where my mouse is, where it says new. Okay, then in here, I will be able to create files. This is my folder. It's open, like an open suitcase here. I can put all my folders and files in here. So I can, if you want to change the view, that's totally doable. I've just changed it to dark mode. And you can there's lots of customizable views that you can use on Visual Studio. I can move this left section on the right. So you can customize the interface how you like. This is the default way, except for I've changed it to dark mode. So and I'm on a Mac right now, if you're wondering. So here is a button called new file. If I click it, I'll be able to create a new file and call it something. For now, I'll make a JavaScript file. And the way you'll know it's JavaScript file is by saying .js. That's the ending, the extension ending. So I'll just say example.js. I'll put some code here, and I'll say code here. And this is not proper code, so it's going to give me some little error there. So I'll just add this double slash, and it will take that away. So here I'm able to see the file. I'm able to do whatever I need to do to edit. You have this same view on your file explorer. So if you click the file and you right click and you say reveal in Finder, you will see there's a slightly different option on Windows, but you'll be able to see your folder file structure, your Explorer. And here in Mac, it's called the Finder. And here's the folder. Here's the whole this whole black view is a folder. In this folder is one file, that one example.js. And if we were to open it, it would contain what I wrote there. It says code here. Okay, so this is Visual Studio Code. This is where we're going to be. This is our workbench where we're going to be creating our tools, our machines. Okay, so this is where we'll be doing everything for a good couple months, and then we'll be switching this out for another one in the future. But this one is where we'll be starting with. This is our bread and butter. This is our workbench. Okay, so this is Visual Studio Code. Not much you have to do with it yet, but this is how it works. That's how you get started. You create folders, you open them up, you create files in them, you view them here. Okay, there's a lot more to it than that, right? There's a lot more buttons that you can see, but for now, that's all I need to introduce to get you familiar. Okay. Oh, extensions, as I was talking about, maybe it was confusing before, but if you click extensions are, additional tools that you can add to Visual Studio Code that could enhance your experience. Like, let's say you get a phone, right? You want a cool cover or case. Maybe one has a certain case has a battery charger, another one has, some kind of leather flippy thing. I don't know. There's different types of extensions you can add to your phone, right? Just like that, we have this app, Visual Studio, where you can add extensions onto it to enhance it. But don't go crazy downloading them, because they might conflict with each other and make your experience with Visual Studio Code a pain, and you won't know why. It's because the extensions, somehow, somewhere in the software, something's not compatible with the rules in it. It will make Visual Studio like a pain to use unless you uninstall it. So don't go crazy installing them. There's some recommended that we have in the platform, but I wouldn't recommend Prettier anymore, because there's some problems with that one. So just be aware of that word, Prettier. If you see an extension called that, don't download it. For themes for extension, if you go to that gear at the bottom left, if you go to where is that rule here? What Vincent, what rule, where am I looking?
There's a themes a little couple down.
Oh, there it is, themes.
Or maybe not.
I'm clicking it, but I think it's just like, oh, there it is, color theme. Then you go over to this here, color theme. You'll be able to see different color themes that you can use to make it easier for your eyes to view and code. I'll click this one here, Synthwave 84. This is a slightly purplish color. It's really what you prefer. Some people like white screens. I prefer black screens, because looking at a computer screen is basically a light bulb that you're staring into, and if you do that more than 8 hours a day, your eyes are going to get burnt out. So I did that. I played too many video games as a kid, and now I have to suffer for it as an adult. Now that I stare at a screen, I get tired. So there's different dark views. I forgot which one I had previously. Whoops, messed myself up here. GitHub Dark. No, the one I use here, the one I recommend is, is it? What if I just type in dark? Visual Studio Dark. That's the one I like. It's like grayish. Okay, simple. It's not so hard on the eyes. Okay, that's Visual Studio Code. Zoom, there's also lots of features in Zoom that we want to get acquainted with. In further lectures, I will be sending out a lot more polls when we cover harder material to make sure that you guys are understanding. There's going to be that. There's going to be chat rooms that you'll be able to go into. I'll divide the rooms based on the different assignments. So if you want to know who else is working on this assignment at the same time I am, go into that room that has the assignment name, so that you can work with someone, or just have, they can spot you in case you get stuck for more than 20 minutes. That person's there for that assignment. So change rooms based on assignments, or if you just want to work on your own, there's always that option there. You can go in a room by yourself. Okay, I will have my own Zoom room office that you can drop by and ask a question. So will Vincent. So we're here to help. Don't be shy to drop in. Just say hello if you want. We're here for that as well. When asking cohort mates for help, which platform are we using to reach out to one another? Oh, okay, that's a good question. Let me introduce the other thing I want to introduce here. Discord, okay? If you don't have Discord, check your onboarding email. Okay, it's not in the welcome email that it was sent that has my bio and all the links to the calendar and all that. It's in the other email that you would have received, the onboarding email. I see you guys have been posting. I've been reading your posts. I will be liking your posts in just a little bit when I read it in detail. I haven't got to do that yet. But here we are. If you go to cohort Josh V, that's me. Everyone's been posting here. This is one of the assignments that we have on our list to do. So you post a little blurb about yourself and a biopic, so you can know who we are talking to. So that's that there. This is Discord. If you have a question and it's not during a lecture hour, post it in Discord. Okay, if it's not during a lecture hour and you need help and you're not getting the instructor help you need or cohort mate, post it in Discord so that we can see and then answer it. We'll get to you or we'll answer it on Discord. So this is a place where we'll do our main communication where we're not in the same Zoom room together, okay? Or if it's not like a lecture time. Besides that, we're communicating on Zoom when we're in a room together like this. So this chat that I see here where people are asking questions, that's going to be we'll be talking when we're together. Okay. Otherwise, Zoom. And if you really can't get a hold of me through either, you have my email, so you can always ask me there. You have TA office hours. There's no excuse to not get help. Okay. So we have the resources for that. Okay. So we've gone over the reading, the Zoom room, the Discord, Visual Studio Code, the platform. I think the only thing I didn't go over in detail was the reading. So let's go over that. Once you get onto this tab here, Introduction to Programming, then you will get to the view of what you need to do to complete your assignments, variables and data types. This is the stuff we'll be covering in the next lecture in the afternoon today. Algo app level 1. You see that? These are your first assignments. Code challenge, create variables. Okay, so you'll be creating some variables. We'll talk about what that is later. And you'll be submitting your progress on the Algo app level 1 here. Okay, at the very bottom, you'll see this part here where you see drag and drop your files. That's where you drag and drop your screenshots that you can prove that you finished. Okay. On the right here, you'll see a link to GitHub. We haven't explained what that is yet or what's used. So for now, everything's going to be in a zip. Convert to zip. If you don't know how to do that, I will show you. Let me share my screen. So this is not the lecture to introduce everything, but I have to in order to do the job here, because in programming basics, we're assuming we have almost zero computer knowledge. We're going to assume that you don't know how to do some basic computer stuff in case, you don't know how to do it. So if you create a new folder here, if you say new folder, or that's how to create a folder. What I want to do is to create a zip. That's what I want to do. So what a zip is, let's talk about 3 things. What a folder is, what a file is, and what a zip is, okay? A folder is a container where you can store your files. Files are think of a filing cabinet, right? You have the different folders and sections that divide the different documents that you have because they're all related to different subjects and different projects, examples, whatever you have. You have folders and you have files inside of them, okay? You can create a folder by saying new folder. It'll ask you to name it. right? So I'll give it a name, example 1, 2, 3. So I have example 1, 2, 3. It organized itself in alphabetical order, so it moved up here. Okay, inside this example folder, I can create a new file. It won't let me do that in this view here. I have to go into Visual Studio to create a new file. But here I have the folder. If I want to create a zip of this folder, what a zip does is it compresses the folder into a digestible packet of information that you can send across the internet with more ease. Okay, so if you right click your folder, and on a Mac, if you say compress, on a PC, what's the word here? Let me see. Vincent, if you know, you can go ahead and tell me. Okay. Are you on a PC?
Send to, yeah.
Yeah.
Edward sent it in the chat, but send to, there's a send to option and then compress it.
Yeah, compressed zip folder. So you can do that. Once you have that version, that compressed version, it's neatly packaged, and then you can send it off, and then I will unzip it when I, not me, but the instructor viewing assignments. You can go ahead and click this, drag this into that area that says drag and drop your files on the Learn platform. That's how you submit something. So thank you guys for being diligent to do that. If there's any questions regarding anything I've talked about so far, feel free to interrupt at this point about folders, files, zips, the assignments, how we have a system here. Now's the time to ask, because we're about to close this lecture. I think I've shown you guys pretty much everything that you guys need to get started on your own here. So what you'll need to do at this point is last share here, and then we'll go ahead and break out, is go through this reading material on the platform, find this here, through the power of peer stretch goal, finish all of getting ready. Then you have your assignments for today: daily planner activity, centering your motivation, and the Discord assignment. So you guys, I see, have done that already. So good job to you guys to have finished the Discord. Then at 12 we have lunch. Okay, then from once you have that hour lunch break and you finish and you come back at 1, read through variables and data types on the platform. Okay, and then at 2 p.m. we'll be going over the topic of variable data types in the Algo app. I'll be going over how to use it. So you're going to want to do the reading before we do the lecture, so that at the time of the lecture, you have questions that maybe you didn't understand during your personal time in your reading that you can ask at the lecture that I can help answer. Or the lecture will just make more sense if you have done some prep to understand the topic. It won't be so overwhelming if I'm introducing to you at the first time, right? I'll be asking level 1 through 10, what's your level of understanding? Okay, if you're, if you hadn't done prior reading, your level is probably going to be less than what it would have been if you hadn't. Okay, then at 3, we have our open lab, which means we'll be working on those assignments. First, Visual Studio code assignment, the code challenge, create variables that you saw me go over, in the Algo app level 1. Okay, so the end of the day goal is to finish all the assignments through Algo app level 1, and the homework is to read up and through tool T diagrams. And then tomorrow we start the process again. We have our lecture at 9 a.m. We start our assignments at 10. We work until 1 with the lunch break in between. You start at 2, and then we go on to coding after that, after 3, to finish our end of day assignments and homework. You can get ahead if you'd like. If you want to go on ahead, that's always a good idea. Don't burn yourself out, because you have a couple months of coding to go. Okay, get a good pace. This is like a marathon, not a sprint. So go through the material at a pace that's comfortable for you, so that you're not burnt out at the end of 3 months here. But this is at least the pattern, the rhythm that we're going to go through for the first week. Okay, and I think that's pretty much all the material I need to go through for the first introduction lecture here. So any questions? Okay. All right. Well, I assume we all understood what I was going over here. Great. Well, I'm glad to be here. As I said, I'm glad to have you guys here. So we'll go ahead and stop this recording. Thank you guys again for being such diligent listeners. And we'll go ahead and create some breakout rooms now and take attendance once we see you guys in those rooms working on the assignments. So I'll stop the recording and we'll go ahead and get started on that.